Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Suicide Squad audio companion and narration by MC Brown, episode 5. And as in the first part of this series, we are reading from Suicide Squad Trial by Fire, Volume 1 from DC Comics. And this is a continuation, as we will be reading from Suicide Squad number 3. And with awesome cover from the table of contents. Jailbreak from Suicide Squad number 3, July 1987. Cover pencils by McDonnell, cover inks by Karl Kesel. That begins on page 92. And just to give a little context of the series, it could all be found on the intro, episode 1, which basically sets up everything, lets you know what's happening. There are some minor changes for taste purposes. Some of the names from the first 2 issues of the villains were changed to what DC ended up changing the name to, so I just kind of went with that. And, very awesome series, my favorite of all time. Series comics are usually wordy, so, and a lot of text boxes, and if there is something that I will hopefully be narrating the correct versions of the characters if there is multiple characters speaking from those boxes. I may have jumbled a couple here and there, and I apologize for those. And any mispronunciation that might happen in it. So hopefully I get most of them right, at least, because I grew up reading the series. So without further ado, we will resume the series on page 92. And just to kind of go from the splash page so we know who to credit. Suicide Squad Jailbreak is written by John Ostrander, penciled by McDonnell, Karl Kesel is the inker, Todd Klein the letterer, Karl Gafford the colorist, Robert Greenberger the editor. This has been the consistent since Suicide Squad number 1, so the same creative team. And hopefully you guys are enjoying the different voices I'm attempting. Maybe not get the perfect accents all the time, but a lot of fun along the way. Hopefully you guys enjoy it too. So we're not trying to step on those great creators' toes. This is just a read-along companion. And as you see, I'm not zooming into boxes or anything. Just it's a read-along. So without further ado, we're on 92. Suicide Squad number 3. An all-out assault on Belriev. Here come the female Furies. It was a beautiful voice. It was a sweet voice of reason. A voice like a song. The moment you heard it, you began to nod your head in agreement. The melody of it swept you up, even if you couldn't remember the words. You couldn't acquiesce fast enough. He used that voice, and governments trembled, and the speaker himself was swept up in the very power of his own voice. Then he overreached himself, and all his master's plans were brought low. The mind was shattered and the voice was silenced. Now he sits at Belrev, a broken reed, while his master considers his fate. Jailbreak.
Godfrey is a disappointment to me. The failure of my plan against Earth's heroic legends is directly attributable to him.
Then you'll just let him stew in that mudball's prison, great Darkseid?
No, Stamper. He is mine to punish, not theirs. I want you and the rest of the female Furies to go and retrieve him.
There are easier ways to punish Godfrey, great Darkseid. Why would you do so from Apocalypse if that was your wish? It is needless to send we Furies.
Needless, Bernadette? It's what I want.
Of course, I only meant... What my sister meant, great Darkseid, is that the Furies need a leader. Bada has defected to that miserable scot-free, and Granny Goodness as well. You yourself and your infinite wisdom dispatched Granny, your highness. The Furies need a mission leader. And who better than my own sweet sister?
Phew! A warrior is what is needed, not some scheming little wormette.
For that remark, I'll fry your guts from the inside.
No, you won't. Lashina will command this mission. Her ability will decide her fate, and perhaps the fate of all the Furies. Now, go. Do my will. Bring me glorious Godfrey.
Meanwhile, the mission's head of the Suicide Squad, Colonel Rick Flagg, wanders the subterranean corridors of Belderef Prison, which also serves as a secret headquarters for the covert arm of Task Force X. Evaluation of our first mission. Something less than a howling success. We crippled Kurok's terrorists for hire bunch, the Onslaught. But we didn't destroy them as we set out to do. Mindboggler got killed and Plastique proved a traitor. I'm still not real sold on this idea of using superpowered criminals to do our dirty work, and then turning them loose again on the street. Your approval's not necessary, Flagg. Just do your duty. Like you did by Karen? Are you surprised that she's so cold towards you? No, Flagg. You can only blame yourself for what happened between you two. For what happened on the mission.
No!
That scream, Plastique?
No! Ah! Stop! No! Ah!
It's coming from this direction. All right, Dr. Moon, that's enough for the preliminaries. What's going on here? Are we engaging in torture now? We're making use of Dr. Moon's machine to alter Plastique's memory so she won't remember anything about the Suicide Squad. This procedure is heinous and is terminated effective immediately. I'm sorry, Colonel, but I'm a member of the grounds crew, and as such I take my orders from Mrs. Waller, not you. You may take the issue up with her if you wish. Proceed with the second stage, Dr. Moon. I'll inform operations. Operations. What I'm saying, Mrs. Waller, is that I should have been informed, and Nemesis as my partner should have told me. I had no idea when the Onslaught ran that demonstration that they would actually kill people. He made me an accessory to a massacre. The decision was made at command's level, Eve, by Mrs. Waller, not by me. Well, put a sock in it, girl. We got the info too late to act on it. Forget it. Or get it to you without risking your cover. Better face some bitter facts, Eden. You elected to do undercover work. Fine, things will get nasty from time to time. Period. And if you can't deal with it, you better get out. Now. Period. Not yet, and you know why. I need your help, and I better get it soon. In due time. So what's your gripe, Tresser? Doubts? Reservations? I became what I am to fight organized crime, to try to strike some sort of balance for justice, and I just feel I'm drifting far away from that. Well, you gotta make up your own mind about that, but it seems to me there's another balance where you owe. Or maybe you've just forgotten why it is you're still smelling flowers instead of pushing them up. I forget nothing. You were invading the headquarters of the Crime Council and discovered they were sending a radio-controlled, explosives-crammed copter to assassinate a certain senator. Only chance is to take control of the copter manually. It's no use. I can't override the remote control piloting, and the doors are sealed. I'm trapped. And if I blast the way out with the concussion gun, the copter will still be functional. One chance it's set on high power, the concussion gun can blow a hole right through the roof and damage the top propeller. And leave a hole large enough for me to crawl out. But as you tried, the wildly lurching copter impaled you on a jagged shard of metal. Another gyration freed you so that you could pull yourself all the way out of the roof. just as the copter began its final sickening plummet back into the crime council. You must have already passed out from the loss of blood and fallen off the copter. Lucky it made you so limp so your body just sort of rode the shockwaves of that explosion. You got blown clear of the worst of it, and the river caught you, shielded you, carried you more dead than alive downstream about a mile, and left you on the shore. The men who found you were federal men who had known you as Tom Tresser and had liked you. You were wounded. You were taken to the hospital, your wounds became infected, your recovery was long and slow, and because of who you were, Uncle Sammy picked up the whole bill. Just as you were healed, Task Force X was being put together. They offered you a chance to repay your country and do your work on a global scale, and you took it. I think I know why, too. Your personal scales don't balance, and you're a man who understands obligation, and I respect that. So you tell me, you think the job you did on the onslaught equalizes things, or not? No. Waller! Want a word with you, I'm fire knocked. Oh, is it catching? Like a bloody crutch, Nemesis, you know, truth. I didn't join this bloody suicide squad to live in no bloody prison. I want a place of me own off campus where there's more nightlife than frogs croaking at that flat. Fine. The quarters are here are only meant to be used occasionally. We'll set you up the place and an identity in New Orleans if you want. But I warn you, Harkness, you start screwing around, and we'll have your butt back in Bellator for real. Waller. Yes, Dr. Grace. Oh, he did. And he is. Go on with your work. I'll handle it. Waller! I want this brainwashing of plastique stopped now! We need to maintain our secrecy. Not like that! The woman is scum, Colonel. She betrayed the team and the mission. She's lucky she ain't being shot. It's immoral and illegal. So is our mission to Iraq. Didn't see you moan about that. That was different and you know it. Find another way to protect our secret. I am running things here, Flag, not you, and I say we're doing it this way. Then I resign. I'll go straight to the papers with the whole ideal. Or do you intend to use that device on me, too? What in the name of heaven was that? Operations, this is Economist. I think we're under attack. Can you give us a visual, John? Here, Central Courtyard, a shimmering hole in the air suddenly materialized, and this is what's coming out. They don't look like tourists somehow. Stampa, we need entrance. Okay, worms, we want Godfrey. What a pitiful bunch. We'll find Godfrey ourselves. Split up. Let's waste no more time on this pitiful mudball than we have to. Be kinder to it, my dear. You're going to spend all eternity here. Ground crews, going to need a hand. Flo, who's in the squads available? June Moon is under heavy sedation, not available for combat. Deadshot's in his room. Ben, the Bronze Tiger's having a session with Dr. Legrieve, trying to recover his lost memories. Turner, we've got some superpowered invaders probably here to bust someone out. On my way. Lawton, front and center, we need you. Why? Bell Rev's under attack. So? This isn't a debate, Lawton. Get your butt over here. Blow it out your butt, Colonel. I go on missions. Security deal ain't part of that deal. It just became a part of it. Now get over... We'll deal with Lawton later. Right now we've got me, the Bronze Tiger, Nightshade Nemesis, and... Where's Boomerang? Look at this. You're on your East Flag. Some of them incoming might be me old mates, and I won't barney with them. Might ruin me standing in the professional community. We go on with what we got. Attackers have split up. We'll have to do the same. Let's go. Over here!
Guess she doesn't have time for Kronos.
Stamper's bored.
Godfrey, you there?
Kickfighter of some sort. Exoskeleton and costume. Would explain the power. Handled kickfighters before, no problem. Hi! Oh! Great, a worm to play with. Problem. She should be out cold. Teo, what am I dealing with? Whatever it is, I must deal with it quickly. Enough! Stamper's bored again.
To Granny with Godfrey, Mad Harriet's found herself new toys to play with. My God. I hope he like that makes the penguin glad he's safely locked away.
Okay, men, wide range, dispersal fire. Well, back, small arms fire only tickles her. Riot tank, lob in an oil shell, take her away her footing.
Do you back away from the flames or my power spikes, dearies? Mad Harriet will bring them both to you.
Colonel! She doesn't laugh at the laser's full barrage. Guns only got a limited charge, Colonel. Give her all you got.
Curse on Godfrey, it's Lashina should be stalking. Take her from behind while I can. But soft, soft, remember what my darling brother taught me. Patience. Pluck the time when it is ripe. Ah, brother, you are so wise. Eh? Afraid of the dark? You should be. The darkness can hurt you. Well, you can't touch the darkness.
No, I am of Apocalypse.
I worship the darkness.
Ah!
And you are not it. So here you are, pathetic. I remember awful how at Granny's you used your voice to try and seduce me. Now Darkseid's going to have to put your mind back together if he wants you to appreciate whatever torment he has planned for you.
Madam, that man is a prisoner of the U.S. government. I suggest you put him back where you got him. All yours. What pitiful robots. Then try chewing on this.
Pitiful. Truly pitiful. Granny had all of you for breakfast. Why Darkseid wants this pitiful mudball so much, I can't imagine. Furies! I've got Godfrey. Assemble at the embarkation point immediately. Okay, let's get out of here. Mission's accomplished. With you successful and still alive? Stampa, you and the others take Godfrey through. I'll bring up the rear.
You've got a half dozen barrels packed with high explosive ammo aimed right at you. Surrender.
Now!
Bernadette, you pitiful idiot. The Stargate's phasing out. We'll both die. Fire! Ah! Later. You sure she said apocalypse? Makes sense given Superman's report to the president. We're lucky to be alive. If I hadn't been in my shadow form, I wouldn't be. She nearly fried me alive as it was. Sorry to bother you, Mrs. Waller. I thought you should know we have successfully completed the process on Plastique. Only her memory of her squad involvement has been expunged. We're safe. Yeah, thanks. Waller out. Mrs. Waller, Tresser and I have been talking. We side with Colonel Flagg on this. I don't blame you. He's right. I'm wrong. My apologies, Colonel. I get a little short-sighted sometimes. It scares me. This shouldn't have happened. It won't again. Will you stay? No problem.
There you are, mates! Ran out to help and got lost. Place is a bloody maze, isn't it? Good guys win?
Oh, shut up! Shut up! Shut up! And there it is. And on page 114, when we resume, it'll be on page 115 with the William Hell Overture. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. Female Fury is one of my favorite groups. And as you can see, there was still a story to be told with Lashina, another one of my personal favorite DC characters. So, yeah, please hit the like button, subscribe. We'll have more of these, trying to do these fairly regularly, if not daily. Share this video, and anybody you know is a Suicide Squad fan, especially this original series. Hit the notification bell with that subscription, and yeah, appreciate you guys. Thank you guys all for tuning in and listening. Hopefully you're enjoying the narration and the voices as I'm trying to give each character a unique voice. And yeah, that's about it. We'll see you guys next time.